Hey everybody. Well, I'm doing a freaking stream right now of the Georgia Tech situation that's been going on lately, and we're pretty stoked to see what's been going on. And of course, I have a special guest here. It's gonna be Luke Cowert from the Georgia Tech Paint account on on uh, on Twitter. At Burner Sims. I'm gonna go ahead and the his handle is in the description of the video. I'm gonna go ahead and put his handle there. Burner Sims, are you thinking about changing that?
I don't know, man. I think it's kind of hard to change your Twitter handle. Last time I checked,
Yeah.
but pretty unfortunate news that Sims is gone because.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about all that and more. But unfortunately, I know I did have Patience in there in the title there. She was supposed to be coming tonight, but she was saying that she had some stuff come up unexpectedly, and unfortunately not going to be able to make it tonight. But that's okay. We'll, I'll do a collab with her for sure at some point. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before we get together and do something. But what I thought we could do tonight is not only just myself and Luke, but I thought me and him could kind of be the hosts of it. But any other Tech fans that want to come in and talk to us and talk about everything that's been going on, and give your thoughts on Brent Key being the new head coach, and all the crazy stuff that's been going on, transfer portal, and everything else. I'd say you can come on in. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and drop the link, and it's gonna be for Georgia Tech fans only. So don't join it if you're not a Georgia Tech fan. I'm gonna put the StreamYard link, and if you're a Georgia Tech fan, you wanna give us your thoughts, then you wanna come hang out with us, then you're more than welcome to. Georgia Tech fans only. So it's been. I mean, I just thought that there's been so much going on lately that I just thought I needed to do a stream about this, because it's been not only a roller coaster of the past few weeks, but really the whole year has been pretty crazy with Georgia Tech. But I made a video kind of giving my thoughts. But what about your thoughts there, Luke, about Brent Key being hired?
Yeah. I think there's a couple different things I want to say on this. First of all, I love the hire. I think I can speak for a lot of the fan base when I say that I'm very excited. I feel like there's a jolt of energy in the program that we haven't had since Collins got hired, and even then there was a lot of people that were seeing through a lot of the BS. So this is like definitely a breath of fresh air. I'm really excited. I think he's a football guy, and I think that's exactly what we need. That's a lot like what Paul Johnson was, I think, just like hard nosed, like football, that's what he cares about. And like, you have Jeff Collins I'm sorry, I keep saying his name. You have,
beep,
yeah,
beep.
yeah. But you have him that was really focused on the outside of the program, and how we looked. And, that's important and stuff, but, institutionalized takes. I don't know if you got a chance to watch their video. They had Bryce Kuhn on there, but he talked about it as well. Like, that's important and all, but if you're not winning, it really just makes you look pretty dumb, which is what happened with us. So it's pretty much a 180 from where we were. I love it. I will say with the J Bat discrepancies, a lot of people disagree. Thinks he should have been hired immediately. I disagree. I do want to say that I think that Bat was just doing his job.
Yeah.
I think that there would have been a lot of people upset if Key would have immediately gotten hired and Bat wouldn't have done his due diligence. Because, it's his job to find, to go look. There was a lot of great coaching candidates. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if he had told Brent Key, like, hey, I'm having to do my job here. I'm going to go look at other candidates. I'm going to go scope it out, but you're in my back pocket. And, obviously we know the fan base wants you, the players want you, et cetera, et cetera. So, I think that he handled it as well as he could with everything that was going on. It was crazy. It seemed a little disorganized with the Willie Fritz leak and everything, but, it's all said and done. The dust is settled on the coaching search, and I think I'm happy where we're at.
For sure.
We looked all over this
too, for sure. I feel like I wonder. There's a lot of people that were talking about how how we settled for Brent Key because of the way that the coaching search went, and the deal's kind of falling through, and it does concern me that because I was a fan of Chadwell. I thought Chadwell would have made a great coach for us too, and Chadwell and Coach Key were my top two, but I really was hoping for Chadwell, but it turns out that Jay Batt told Chadwell that he couldn't bring his entire offensive staff, and I was like, what? Which means that it means that he probably was trying to keep Coach Key on the staff in the first place.
Yeah.
So he was willing to let Chadwell go in exchange for keeping Key. So I guess he made up his mind. Although I was disappointed to hear that. And no, I didn't get to check out the Institutionalized Takes video. They have a great channel. If anybody in this comment section is watching and they're and you're looking for some good Georgia Tech talk and content, there's I think they're all students at the school, right?
Yeah, I think they all graduated.
They have a podcast, and they just did a collaboration with Bryce Coon, which I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I freaking want to do a collab with Bryce Coon. But I'll put their thing in the chat. So if you guys want to see some good content, then you can go check them out. They have a podcast, and they did with Bryce Coon. I wasn't able to check that out, but I am in the Bryce Coon Discord server, which I think a lot of us are here. Bryce Coon, of course, if you don't know, he's one of the media members, reporters on Georgia Tech stuff and everything. So, and he's very involved with the community and everything too. So, he's got a bunch of fans and everything. And why don't we jump over to the chat and see who's here? CDog18. Now, CDog18, that name sounds pretty familiar to me, but I don't know. Kirsten Morgan, GT Bow Hunter, Lewis Andrew, Colby, what's up? What's up, Colby? John Christophic, Georgia Tech hired Brent Key, that is right. And TD Jake, one of our resident Tech fans, one of my favorite commenters. And he says we need a winning staff and solid plays in the portal this offseason. I can see 6 to 8 wins. I absolutely think so. And I think one of Brent Key's biggest jobs is going to be keeping the players from transferring. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I really hope he can get Mcollum out of the portal. I don't know. Mcollum might be too good. He might be offered some kind of NIL deal.
Yeah. Everything that Mcollum is, I know that he tweeted that on November 20th, keep Key and everything. Yeah. Everything I'm hearing is that there's a lot of traction with UGA.
God, dude, that would actually piss me off.
that'd be pretty upsetting. Because you have guys like Jameer, who when he was transferring, someone asked him on his Instagram story, like, "You going to UGA? Like, we want you," and he was like, "To hell with Georgia." And
That's
so,
awesome.
if that does happen, it kind of hurts.
That does, dude. How could you do that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
how could you line up against your former teammates and,
Mm.
and just run them into the like I don't know, man. Go anywhere else. That would really piss me off.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I might have a meltdown if that happens.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So
We'll see with that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know the likelihood of him coming back. I will say with Key in place, I don't know if we're going to see like as many transfers out as we originally thought when, like on Sunday, when the coaching
right,
like in full swing and everyone was out.
Yeah. Hopefully this keeps more of the players on the roster.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Because I think there was talk about Leo Blackburn transferring too, and whatnot, right? So, yeah, I think so too. Colby says, "Gotta eat dinner." All right, Colby, see you later. What's up, Brent Moretz? And CDog18 says transfer portal is going to go crazy. Yeah, the transfer portal, it's already filling up. Brendan Armstrong today. I considered making a video about it. Brendan Armstrong. What do you think our chances are getting a quarterback out of the portal? Because, and I do want to talk about the quarterback situation, but I wonder if we take a look at maybe Brendan Armstrong, Caden McNamara's in there.
I think it's interesting. I actually just saw a tweet a couple minutes before we hopped on the stream. There's an expert analyst that's predicting McNamara to go to Iowa. So I think that might be a lost hope. The Brennan Armstrong point is interesting. He's been shredding us for 4 years. So, would I love to have him? Absolutely. I think the quarterback room is pretty up in the air next year. And, like, a lot of you are probably like, wow, like, what are you talking about? We have Zach Pyron. He's really good, and I liked what I saw from him, but he did, break his clavicle.
Yeah.
That's not an easy injury to come back from. And, aside from that, he's a true freshman. So, it really depends on if Key wants to put his full trust in the fact that Zach Pyron's going to come back 100% healthy and be our guy, or if he wants to try to grab a big-name quarterback out of the portal who is good and maybe say, all right, Zach, take a back seat for another year. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that. I like Zach Pyron, and I'd be happy either way. It just kind of depends. But I think it's going to be really interesting. There's not a lot, but there's a decent amount of pretty solid quarterbacks in the portal. You have Cowert out of Texas. Over 2 years, I think he's gone for 11 touchdowns and 2 picks. So he's pretty efficient, makes pretty good decisions. And I don't know if a lot of these guys would come to Georgia Tech, especially losing our number one receiver. So they're going to want to have weapons. So that's interesting to think about. But yeah, I do think that it'll be really interesting to see where Key goes with the portal from a quarterback perspective. I do think he's going to hit the portal hard, and I agree with everyone commenting that for sure that's going to be huge. And December 5th, all hell's going to break loose. And I'm really excited to see. I think we've got Jerron Willis, the linebacker.
I think he was edge. I think it had him listed as a recruit, but yeah.
Yeah, that's everything that I'm hearing is that's pretty much almost like a done deal.
Oh, so. Yeah, he's been hinting at it for weeks on Twitter. Jerron Willis, yeah, he's been all over tech stuff, commenting on it, talking to our players and stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
so that'd be huge, because especially if we haven't played linebacker, because we're losing the 2 goats. So that's good.
Man, yeah. So yeah, I did want to talk about the quarterback because I totally agree about the quarterback situation before we get off the topic, because for the quarterbacks, yeah, we have Zach Pyron, and I agree that he played great. But look, I've seen enough of true freshman, inexperienced quarterback. I would really love so Jeff Sims is leaving, and I don't think Key, staying as coach is going to change that either.
No.
So we're down to Pyron, the true freshman, who was the true freshman this year, and also actually got to keep his red shirt.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's huge.
Yeah, he got to keep his red shirt, so he'll be a red shirt freshman next year. And then we have Zach Gibson, and we can talk about him. Zach Gibson came in, and I think he did a great job towards the end of the year. But he's very, very dependent on a good O-line, and I'm not sure that that's makes for a starting caliber quarterback. You know what I mean? He is pretty talented with his arm now.
He is.
But when it comes to scrambling and like running around and evading pressure, he's terrible. And he's not even good at like getting rid of the ball. Like Zach Gibson, a lot of the time we saw him, take like a huge like 15-yard sack rather than like throw it away or something like that. A lot of the time, so. Yeah, Zach Gibson definitely had his struggles. And then we have Pumachan, who he came in and they let him throw like once and he threw an interception. They never let him throw for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And they will direct snap it to him and he'll just run. And that's kind of what Pumachan is. And to be honest, he's not that fast either.
No, he's really not. He's a big dude though.
Yeah, he is. So maybe they put him at tight end. Maybe he could be a tight end. I don't know.
Yeah. If I don't know what's going on in his head, I don't think that he could go to any
no
program right now and start as their quarterback.
Yeah,
so
no.
I think that I wouldn't hate seeing Pumachan on the roster next year as a Wildcat quarterback option. Because he doesn't have the best arm, but like when he's in the ball game, the defense has to respect the fact that he does have the ability to make a pass and like knows how to somewhat maybe read a defense. So like it's not like throwing a running back in there at Wildcat where you're like, okay, this guy's gonna run. Like
plus he's got another entire offseason to develop.
Exactly.
And clearly he was a 4-star. Clearly he has some talent. So maybe, and I was impressed a lot with Chris Winkie, our new quarterbacks coach. Yes, that Chris Winkie, if for those of you watching that don't know. The Florida State Heisman-winning national championship quarterback, Chris Winkie, came in. And the way he had Jeff Sims playing this year was a lot better than years past, I think.
Yeah.
And so, perhaps with an entire offseason, he's going to be able to, kind of work with those quarterbacks and develop them and maybe make a solid backup option.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Gibson situation is worth mentioning too. I know that I along with a lot of people had to eat my words and after the North Carolina game, he came.
Of course.
I don't know if he is being looked at as a viable option to be the guy that plays. I mean, a lot of what we were scheming up towards the end of the year was not really I think when we get a new OC in, they're going to want to let the floodgates loose. And I just don't know if Zach Gibson has the ability to be guy to make the throws on third down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. He's just very slow-footed.
Yeah.
And he made some nice passes. He definitely can throw. But yeah, definitely I wouldn't say starting kind of caliber.
Yeah. It's going to be Pyron or it's going to be a quarterback out of the transfer portal. I wouldn't be shocked if Key kind of doesn't really focus a lot on a quarterback out of the portal. I think that, they think that they have their guy. And, I think that's not a horrible way to think. I mean, Pyron is very talented and he can run. He's obviously not afraid to stick his nose in there and get hurt. So, you like to see that.
But what I was saying was, I agree too. And it wouldn't be, the end of the world because Pyron is clearly good. But it would be nice for him to take a year and to heal and develop, under whatever system that this new OC has. Because we've had Jeff Sims for the past few years, and I'm just tired of watching. I'm just tired of watching like young, inexperienced quarterbacks.
Yeah. No, I
Like,
agree. I agree.
and it's frustrating. I've been thinking about the Jeff Sims transfer more, and like we put up with 2 years from him where we put up with all the freshman mistakes. Had him freaking develop and everything. He's finally good, and now he's leaving.
Yep.
And that's very frustrating because I was
It
a
is.
huge Jeff Sims fan, and I thought, man, I get Jahmyr Gibbs leaving, but the team is on an upward trajectory now. It's not like last year, when the disaster of last year, when the Collins had the worst year ever in freaking school history or whatever, and we had all these expectations. This year we came in with expectations in the dirt and overperformed, and we and the players got their guy, and so I don't know, but it seemed like with the Jeff Sims situation, it seemed like Brent Key himself was pretty frustrated with that, with that whole thing and how that went down.
There's a lot of different like rumors floating around on what happened there, but my speculation is that all it boils down to is there was a disagreement with the way Sims's injury was handled, and whether that was whose fault that was, I don't know, but yeah, Sims is definitely not coming back because I think that he agreement with the coaching staff on whatever that may be, and it is frustrating. You're right, because I was at the Duke game, and I feel like I've been waiting for him to like break out. Like all his career, I've been like, this kid is so talented. And I think a lot of the fan base would like agree with me, like you included, like, you're watching this kid and you're like, holy cow. Like if he can just like have that one breakout game, like this guy has potential to like be a really, really good quarterback. And I go to the Duke game and he just makes great decisions. Played amazing that game. And then I'm like, after that game, I'm like, Sims is the guy. Like, he's going to be back next year. Like, we're going to be good next year. Collins is going to be gone.
Yeah.
And then he leaves. And, that's just the unfortunate landscape of college football that we're in now. But I think we're in a decently fortunate position having Zach Pirate on the roster, having someone who we know can go in on the road and win a football game. It was a bad Virginia Tech team, but he looked great. And he's a good quarterback. So I think that, but I do agree with you. I would not hate, and especially the point you brought up about him keeping his red shirt. I think I didn't even think about that. That's huge because I think that would give him more of an incentive to be okay with sitting behind someone more experienced for one more year,
right?
Not losing really a year of eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, okay. I was looking through the comments here, which we got VicTube and Early Coiler. Sorry if I don't know really how to say that, but what's up, buddy? BC Georgia Tech Jackets. Alex, what's up? Seminole Seth. Yankee Hank. Happy with the hire, he says. Anyone would have been an upgrade from Collins, that's true. What's up, Prophet? Dirk is here, and I just seen that he pointed out that freaking Leo Blackburn is in the portal, which I didn't know. Apparently this was 2 days ago.
Really?
Did you know that? I had no idea. 2 days ago?
I did not know that.
I feel like I would have heard this by now. Oh my god. And I just went to his Twitter, and sure enough, it's true. I don't know how I missed this. Is this... Oh, no. That's Ryan King. I'm confused. Okay, he's not in the portal. What are you talking about, Dirk? Are you saying that? Okay.
Maybe.
I went to his Twitter, and no, it was a quote tweet. I'm sorry. And it was Ryan King's announcement.
Yeah.
And it confused me. So, okay. So, Leo Blackburn is not. And for those of you that don't know, he's like this 4-star like wide receiver that we have. My bad. I get it was a quote tweet. Never mind.
I think that that if we did have another receiver hit the portal, I think that he'd probably be the most likely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be insanely shocked if he did, but I would also love to keep him because very high potential that he's wide receiver 1 next year.
Yeah. I've been waiting on him.
Yeah.
He broke his leg last year.
He tore his ACL, broke his leg, and then he had a broken hand or broken wrist at the beginning of this year. Like, he's just really had an unfortunate ride with injuries, but definitely showed flashes in the dude.
Jeff Sims, I don't think, did he ever have a healthy season? I think maybe the COVID year he had a full healthy year, but
20 was his only full healthy year. And that's another thing with him. Like, the end of 2021 was strange too, because it was like a similar situation that we saw at the end of this year with, he was dressed out on the sideline, and Yates was the starter anyway, and like nothing was ever disclosed, and it was just like, I don't know, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth with Jeff, and I'm a big Sims fan. I mean,
me too.
Look at my hand on Twitter,
Dude, I've got his freaking signed trading card right here.
Yeah, I mean,
I
was a huge Sims fan, but like it's weird. Like, that happens 2 years in a row where you have a quarterback that's fully dressed out, looks like he's ready to go. All signs are pointing to that. You don't hear anything, but he's just not on the field. So like, really strange. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, man. That sucks. So, I was looking through the comments here, and we have Balls Gaming. What's up? Why didn't Jeff Collins get a lifetime extension? That's so funny. Such a funny comment. We will get another Zach Gibson type out of the portal. Jeez. Big playing time. I think we should get a Brendan Armstrong out of the portal and have him be QB1. We need one. I mean, Zach Pyron, as good as he played, he still did things like, remember the Miami game when he threw the 2 interceptions in the end zone?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's got to be ironed out. And, so I'd like for him to have a year to develop, but then who knows? Maybe he transfer. I don't think Zach Pyron's going anywhere, though, because he really likes Coach Key. So I really don't think so. But you know what we need to get out of the portal is some linemen, and I've seen us looking at this Alabama grad transfer.
Yeah, he was by Brent Key, I think.
Yeah, that was recruited by Brent Key. Yep, and I'm looking at that. What's up, CJ? And Dirk says Key is currently making a big push to get Shard Choice back from Texas, but he isn't coming back yet. Expect that to remain a story. Yeah, I really would like to Shard Choice back. As of now, we have openings on the offensive staff for offensive coordinator, tight ends coach, offensive line, and running backs, and wide receivers. So pretty much the entire everything except for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because Chris Winkie actually did a good job this year. So
yeah.
He's the only one that was kept. So, well, besides O-line, which was yeah. So
it's interesting to think about the Winkie situation too, because you've probably seen, like, apparently Joe Hamilton was on the radio saying for the last 2 games that Winkie was calling the plays. So it's interesting that he was like the only offensive staff member retained. Like, does Key go out and hire an OC? Like, I don't know. Does he promote Winkie? I think that he has the ability to call plays, and like, obviously, like, he's probably got pretty high football IQ. He won the Heisman. But like, I don't know. That'll be interesting to track as well, because I think that's an option for Key. I don't know how our fan base would feel about an internal OC promotion. I don't think you see that a lot, but yeah, that'll be interesting to track too.
Yeah. For sure. So, yeah. And, I'm looking through the comments here still, and we got Russell Snyder. What's up? Dirk. Honestly, Jeff is not that good. You need to cut that out. You need to cut it out. I'm still a defender. Jackie Roblox wants to know if he can be in a video. Well, if you're a tech fan and you want to come join, I'm sorry, I haven't been checking this. if you're a Tech fan and you want to come in to talk to us, go ahead and you can join the StreamYard link and talk to me and Luke about it. By the way, Luke is he runs the Georgia Tech Pain account on Twitter, so I'll go ahead and drop his handle too. We got a good bunch of people in here, so I appreciate y'all coming in. If you're a Tech fan, see we got Dirk in here, Vince. If you want to come talk, you're absolutely welcome. We're gonna try to keep it to just Tech fans, but yeah, I'd love for you guys to come tell us what you think, because I feel like there's just so much to talk about.
Yeah.
I think Fishin' GA1 asked me an early prediction for next year. Now, I have no idea, okay? Because I'm going to have to look at, first of all, who we lose in the portal, who we keep in the portal, our recruiting class, which, I mean, our recruiting class probably won't be that good. Our recruiting class, and then, you know, who leaves and who stays, and what our staff is looking like, and mostly our transfers, because we're probably going to have to get some good transfers in here and turn this thing around. And then I also need to look at next year, because if we all know that the ACC is getting rid of freaking divisions, so now we're playing Wake Forest and Louisville next year, and we have a lot more Atlantic opponents now. And so I have to check out them and how I think they're going to look next year. I mean, we play Syracuse. Like, is Syracuse going to be horrible, or are they going to be like they were this year and win like 7 or 8 games or something? I don't know. So it would be impossible. But in general, I would say Coach Key should probably get us to about 6 wins, and I think that is not much. I mean, I think that's pretty much where we're all kind of at, right?
I'd say so.
6 wins should be like the minimum, which he about did. I mean, he was 4-4, so I absolutely think so. I might even go as high as 7-5, or hell, I don't know.
I think his ceiling next year is like 8 wins. I think that if he got 8 wins,
God,
that'd be really like awesome.
If he got 8 wins, you wouldn't be able to tell me nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing.
That's definitely a lofty expectation.
Yeah.
It's not out of reach because our schedule is a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
Than last year. And you know, we don't open up with Clemson. We open up with a game that is a winnable game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, you know, I think if we go into the Mercedes-Benz Superdome and beat Louisville week 1, you know, who knows what that could do for the team.
Shit, I might go to that game.
Yeah, that would be a good one to go to.
That'd be a fun game.
Absolutely.
Fishin' says we'll go 5-7 next year. That's a possibility, but I don't know. With Brent Key, he puts us in games that, you know, a lot of people count us out. And, you know, the only 2 losses the 2 losses that he had, the 2 bad ones were because, I mean, our quarterbacks went down in both those games. The Florida State game we weren't winning just because Florida State's really good. But, you know.
Yeah, Florida State. I mean, I was disappointed with that loss when it happened, but after seeing how they played, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I knew they were a good team, and I knew it was going to be tough, especially in Tallahassee, to beat them. But yeah. So I wasn't too hopeful for that. But yeah, I mean, he just had his quarterbacks go down. I mean, we would be bowling right now if, you know, Jeff Sims were healthy for one more game, or you know what I mean. So
yeah.
What's up, Traveling Fools? What's up, Tanner Robinson? What are the odds we can convince Shard Choice to come back? Now that would be a slam dunk freaking home run hire, wouldn't it?
That would be huge. I don't know how I feel. I think that it's picking up some traction on social media. I don't know why. Besides the fact that obviously he played here, which is a pretty big incentive, but like he's got a pretty good gig going to Texas. I mean, he just coached Bijan, who's going to be the number 1 running back taken in the draft. So if he came to Tech, I'd be surprised.
So I think his I think that Tashard Choice's salary at Texas is undisclosed, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's actually if he's making like a ton of money to go there, or maybe he likes to be able to recruit the 5 stars and that's fun. I don't know. But if it's a money thing, hopefully, so the details of Brent Key's contract actually haven't come out yet. I've heard it's a 5-year deal, which seems kind of a lot to me, I guess. But we'll have to see the terms of it, right? Like buyouts and all that, because Jeff Collins' contract was just ridiculous. I mean, I hope they learn their lesson on that one. But who knows? It's the Athletic Association. I don't know. They
I think, I mean, that contract was ridiculous. I think that's most of the reason why Stansbury got fired. I think that, I mean, I don't know. I don't hate the 5-year contract. You don't see a lot of coaches take less than like a 4-year deal. So 5 is pretty standard. I don't hate it. That's a full recruiting cycle, plus 1 year. So, they're giving him time. And I don't think, no matter what happens next year, I don't think that we'll ever see the dumpster fire that we saw with Jeff Collins under Brent Key. He's just too much of a competitor, and he's not, stupid.
Not a loser. He's not a loser.
No, he's not.
Any game that we go into, we have a chance of winning. A real
I
chance.
agree. Except for maybe UGA as of right now.
Oh, well. But, even look at how that game went,
Yeah, that was interesting.
So even if it's a small chance, it's a chance. And if things had gone our way, if we had a quarterback, we we were down to our 3rd and 4th string quarterback, and look at how that game went. Imagine if we were at full strength,
Yeah, I agree.
Who knows? But who knows where he'll have us here in a couple years. A lot of doubters. A lot of people thinking Brent Key can't do it. Well, I don't know. They obviously haven't been watching Tech football, because he's clearly doing something right. I mean, it was night and day from when he took over and when when Jeff Collins was running the show.
Yeah,
he's a Nick Saban tree coach, which I think we came out on the right side of that as far as the Nick Saban tree goes, because we about had Bill O'Brien there.
Anything that any coach that doesn't matter what you did, if you coached under Nick Saban, you're more than welcome to be in my coaching building. He's the greatest of all time. So
yeah. And Nick Saban had some nice words to say too about Brent Key.
He did, yeah.
So that's about.
He encourages you as well to see the GOAT. And that was like as soon as he got hired too. He wasted no time.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at some of these comments right now.
I'm trying to keep up with the comments too, for sure, because I appreciate everybody being in here. We just feel like we have so much to talk about. I mean, it just keeps rolling and rolling. We've already been talking for 45 minutes or something, 30, 40 minutes. So it's been a pretty wild ride here. So I appreciate everybody showing up for sure. Sorry, Patience couldn't be here. She wasn't able to, kind of had something come up at the last minute there. So that's okay. We'll do I'll do a collab with Patience for sure at some point. But Derek says Kelly Quinlan is reporting that it's not impossible that Tashard returns. So I sure hope so, because he's the one that recruited Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's also kind of in the same boat as Key. He went here, and he loves the school and everything like that. So if it's a lot of people speculated that he left to get away from Collins.
Yeah.
And so I think that was a common theme.
Yeah.
With
I don't think that it's definitely not impossible that he comes back. as a fan base, I personally I wouldn't get your hopes up
Yeah.
that I wouldn't bank on a Shark Choice coming back.
Yeah.
But definitely in the wheelhouse, in the possibility.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
I really hope so because he can recruit like hell. He would he'd be a really good recruiter, and I would just love that. And you know who else he needs to bring back too? Demo, please.
Yeah,
Bring back Demo.
That would be interesting, and that's another stretch, I think. But those are the two I've seen everyone
You think so?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Demo needs to come back, and it's important. Okay.
Yeah,
it's important. I don't think we realize what's going on here. Did you see the interaction Demo had with Spencer Rattler there after they beat Clemson?
I did see that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Hey, it was awesome. He was like, I'm gonna see if I can pull up the clip, but it was great. He was like, "Your poise is outstanding. You're sensational."
Yeah, he's the man, dude.
He is the man, dude. I love Demo, man.
I still watch that video, the time to turn the Yellow Jackets
loose, man,
on a pretty regular basis. Whenever.
Of course, I do too, man. I do too. All right, we gotta pull this up. We gotta pull up Demo here, talking to Spencer Rattler after they beat Clemson.
I'm seeing a comment about what do you think about the 12-team playoffs in 2024?
I'll probably make a video just talking about that by itself.
Yeah.
I actually don't want the playoff to go to 12 teams.
Really?
Yeah, not a fan.
That's interesting being a Georgia Tech fan, because I think that, it only helps us.
Well, I suppose if you're looking at it through the lens of a Georgia Tech fan, but anyway, let's take a look at this. This is a great video. I really want to watch this video. It's freaking awesome. So check this out.
You just made history. Demo. History. Never switches. Your composure and poise is extraordinary. Do you understand? 400 yards scored that thing today. I mean, you balled out again. Once again.
Your composure is extraordinary. We need that man back on the flats. I'm not kidding.
Oh yeah, that'd be huge.
What a great guy. Please come back, Demo. I'm begging you, man. We need Demo back.
Bad.
So, yeah, let's take a look at the comments, because I've been wanting to keep up with those too. And anybody who wants to join, you're more than welcome to come talk to us. I dropped the StreamYard link not too long ago, and I really just wanted to just chat with everybody. So if you're a Georgia Tech fan, you want to talk, you're more than welcome to come on.
There's a lot of UGA fans in the comments, bro.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
All I'm gonna say is we lost. We got our ass kicked, but we were the only team all year that led you guys at the end of the first quarter and scored in the first opening drive, and that was with a third string quarterback from Akron.
Yeah, how are you gonna let a third and fourth string quarterback score on you like that? Good
That's
Lord.
all I'm.
Yeah, think they're running back the natty, which is funny. The closer they get, the more excited they get, and that means that the harder they're going to be let down.
I will say, I think the path for them to win the national championship this year is a lot clearer than it was last year.
Well, you're clearly not as much of a hater for me, because I would never say something like that.
Oh, trust me, I hate them. I hate them bad, but
never. They're going to lose. They'll probably lose to LSU for sure. Probably going to lose to then TCU or something. I mean, they really just suck. Yeah, Vince says he was sad when Demo left. Yeah, dude. Huge loss. They need to get him back, and they need to give him like a spot. Like South Carolina has him actually like they gave him like a job.
Yeah.
Like a title.
Yeah, that's another reason why, I think he's got a pretty good gig there. I think it'd be a long shot to get him back, but God, that'd be so awesome.
Yes. USC bandwagon, that's right. It'll be either USC or Ohio State playing them, so I'll be either a Buckeye or a freaking Trojan man.
We let y'all get your hopes up before we crushed your souls. That's fair.
Whatever.
I never throughout the game did I sit there and think, wow, we're going to win.
Yeah.
I was just happy to be down 10-7 at halftime. But God, man, that fumbled snap on the punt and then the fumble on the very next possession is just there's still just some stuff sprinkled in from what we've seen the last 3 years, and you saw it there, and that gets cleaned up over the next couple of years because I'd love to make the Georgia Tech rivalry competitive
Whatever,
again.
dude. Oh boy, here we got a fucking Georgia fan. What's up, Raj?
Say, dog, I'm literally getting ready to walk into my son's band concert. We got about 10 minutes. I figured I'd come out here, have me a smoke, and get me a sip of beer right quick. Anyways, say, dog, what, dude? I love you to death, man. But why do you have to be the fan of the most shittiest team in Georgia?
The shittiest team in Georgia.
Like, I don't understand it, man.
What are you talking
Like,
about?
I don't understand it, bro.
You wouldn't understand it because if you would
Georgia
be on the
Southern,
internet,
Georgia Southern, and Georgia State is better than Georgia
No,
Tech.
the hell they're not.
Bruh, Georgia State is not there.
Georgia Southern is going to a bowl game.
Yeah, in the
If we play it in the freaking Sun Belt, then we'd be going to a ball game too.
Kennesaw State is better than you. Georgia State is better than Georgia Tech.
We blew the shit out of Kennesaw State last year in one of our worst years ever. So I don't want to hear it, Raj. You don't know what you're talking about.
You still suck ass. You
Whatever.
still suck ass.
You
I love,
suck
dude.
ass.
I love you as one of my fucking best friends on here. But I swear to God, dude, switch to the red and black, Jack.
I'd rather
That's where you got it.
I'd rather drop dead.
Yeah, well, guess what? That's going to happen because dogs on top, motherfuckers.
Whatever.
Guess what? I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go watch my son at a band concert, and Georgia Tech still sucks fucking balls and is the worst fucking team. Atlanta is the city of the dick, and you drown fucking
Good, man.
rats in.
Yep.
So, Athens is your fucking daddy. And go dogs, and on top, motherfuckers. Peace and hair grease, bitches. I'm going to go watch my son do a band concert, and we're going to say go dogs one time.
Okay. All right, Raj. Well, it was great hearing from you, man. That's our buddy Raj.
Oh man.
Always got something. Always got a lot to really add to the conversation there.
That's hilarious, and that right there is how I envision about. Right. I mean, it's just the jokes write themselves.
That's about sums it up, don't it?
The jokes write themselves, man. I'm telling you, like, yeah, they're really good at football, but Jesus.
Jeez, man, I know. Sometimes you gotta let them just sit back and let them go. You know.
I mean, there's not much we can say.
Not much we can say.
We haven't been competitive all with them, so.
Yeah. Georgia's freaking good or whatever. Okay, like chill. Like this thing goes in cycles. Okay, and these people act like Georgia Tech's like the worst program of all time. People forget, man. Georgia Tech is not. This is the worst period in Georgia Tech's history. And it happens to coincide with Georgia's best period in their program history. It's not going to be like this forever.
I agree.
Anybody who thinks that, I mean, maybe you think that if you've been watching college football for 5 minutes, but look at, look around. Like it ebbs and flows.
It does.
It ebbs and flows. And guess what? Georgia's not Alabama. They're not the new Alabama. They're not forming some kind of dynasty. It's just that everyone else sucks. I like how the rise of Georgia coincides with the fall of Clemson, the fall of Oklahoma, the fall of Alabama. Ohio State's irrelevant. For some reason, like Michigan runs that conference now. And then this is the situation in which Georgia shines. But, man, of course they freaking managed to hijack this stream that's supposed to be about Georgia Tech because they can't ever stand when something's not about themselves for 2 minutes.
Hey, all I can say is rent free, baby.
Yeah.
They say they don't care about us, rent free.
Oh, they don't care, but they come to the Sea Dog channel.
But they hop on the Tech stream to talk shit.
They tune in, all right. They tune in.
Yeah, bro.
Oh man, that's my buddy Raj. I was supposed to be going up to his house to watch the SEC championship this weekend, but I think he fell through. But I actually know Raj. He's good people. He just cheers for the wrong damn team.
It happens, It happens.
Happens to the best of us. I mean, he was born in Georgia, so that means he's a Georgia fan, right? So, try not to bark at children during the concert, Vince says. Oh, yeah. Mech says, Tech is going to have a great running game soon. Key is going to focus on O-line and learned it from O'Leary. Yeah. I'm ready for the O-line to be good again. Okay?
Yeah, me and you both.
I mean, O-line, if we can shore that up somehow, like some recruits or see a lot of the position coaches whenever Jeff Collins was fired, a lot of the position coaches shined. And we didn't see the O-line looked a little better towards the end of the year. In the like last couple games, they looked a little better. But I'm really hoping that with a full off season, I'm hoping that Collins was somehow holding Brent Key back. I don't know whether it's recruiting or whatever. And I know that our offensive line is entirely composed of freshmen and sophomore. So I'm just really hoping that's what that was, and we can really expect a big jump, or at least a suitable offensive line next year and going forward, because having a bad offensive line is pretty miserable. There's nothing you can do to scheme around that,
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah.
And, I think Key's a competitor. I think that he's going to – yes, he was the O-line coach, but it's like you said, it was Collins' team, and I don't think he's going to allow that to happen is next year's O-line going to be good? Probably not. But, that's just how it goes. But I don't think we're going to see a bad O-line for that much longer. I think that's going to be his first priority. I think that's going to be a priority in the transfer portal. I think it's going to be his priority in practice. We're not going to see these BS no contact practices anymore. And I think that's something that we can kind of hang our hats on and look forward to is the O-line being better, because that's what has to happen. And, games are won and lost in the trenches, as we all know. So. And
in another interesting move, what about Louis Corrala, the strength and conditioning coach, getting fired? I didn't see that coming at all for what I've seen. I thought he was doing a good job. I always liked watching his little videos that he did walking around campus and saying like inspirational words or whatever. But didn't know Key fired him just as soon as he fired Chip Long and the rest of the offensive staff. What do you make of that? Are you there, Luke? Might have lost him. No, but I think I lost Luke. But yeah, the in an interesting move, Key goes ahead and fires Luke Corrala, which I thought he was doing a good job. But are you there, Luke?
You there?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, my bad.
I couldn't hear you for a second.
Yeah, sorry. I'm on the way. I'm going to have to hop here in a second. This is probably the last
Yeah.
talk about. But, yeah, I just wanted to give my opinion on that. So I heard a couple different things about it. There's a bunch of different opinions floating around on the Luke Corrala. I've heard some people say that, like, yes, he was a great motivational speaker, and great leader of men. But I think that some people are saying that he was more focused on like a beach body, like, kind of thing, as opposed to like football conditioning. Because, you saw those like oiled up pictures and all this stuff. And it's like, it gets you thinking, like, is Key really looking more for someone who is doing lifts specifically designed to win football games? And so that's something interesting to think about. And I don't want to weigh in on it because I did like Kerala, and he he is obviously very sought after.
Yeah. He got snatched up immediately by Charlotte.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's something interesting to think about with Kerala. But I think that Key's gonna. I'm sure that Key has a lot of good connections, especially in the strength and conditioning department. So I don't think that that's going to be a huge stressor, but definitely a loss for the team as far as a leader of men goes, and great motivation speaker, like I said. But Key has his reasons for what he's doing, and
I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he knows better than than anybody. Because he immediately made the changes once he took over as interim that we needed to make. So I'm sure he's been in there. He's seen what it takes at a winning program like Alabama, so he can see every single thing. And he was down there in the trenches, unlike Jeff Collins, who kind of oversees it all. Key was down in the trenches there, so he should know more than anybody. So I trust all these staff changes that he makes, and a lot of them coincide with what I've been saying needs to happen too. So Luke, if you got to go, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It was fun.
Got a haircut appointment at 7, so I'm on the way. But
I haven't had one of those in a while.
I love chatting about Georgia Tech football. One of my roommates played baseball at Tech, so I chat with him sometimes, but he doesn't follow it like I do. And then my other roommate is actually a UGA grad and a huge Dogs fan, so I don't really get a chance to sit down and just, no pressure, just kind of live stream, just chat, read some comments. It's nice. So yeah. Thanks for having me on, though. Y'all go follow the Georgia Tech fan account if you don't already. I try to be as funny as I can. So.
Yeah, I'll put your thing there one last time in the chat. The guy I've been talking to this whole time, he runs a meme account on Twitter, so it's at Burner Sims. And of course, it used to be Jeff Sims' burner account, but I don't know if we have to change that soon or what. But we'll see. So
we're gonna have to look at that.
Yeah. So I appreciate you coming by, man. I'll see you next time.
All right. Go Jackets.
Later. Yeah, man. So yeah. So I appreciate Luke for coming on, and that was fun. Ugh. Oh. Ugh. Ugh. I just had to get on here and talk about. I just had to get on here and freaking talk about everything that's been going down. Because it's been a lot, and I've had a lot to say, and I'm stoked. So, who's here in the comments? Let's see. Let's read some comments. Matt F. Key was our first choice. We were just trolling the other 12. Oh. Tech interviewed 12 people. Oh, here goes Uncle Lou, who doesn't know. Yet another Georgia fan doesn't know what he's talking about. Whatever, dude. We didn't interview 12 people. We interviewed 2. But okay. He'll say anything that he can to besmirch and belittle Georgia Tech, even though it may be made up, and everyone just eats it up because he freaking made it up. Well, I'm gonna fact check you on that there, okay? I'm gonna fact check you. We didn't get turned down by 12 people. In fact, we turned down. Our boosters blocked the hiring of whatever the guy from Tulane, Willie Fritz. They turned him. We turned him down. We were interviewing him. It was our choice not to hire him. He wanted the job. He wanted it bad. He was ready to get out of there, the old Tulane down there. And as for Chadwell, yeah, we told him he couldn't bring his entire offensive staff for whatever reason. That was on the AD, which I didn't actually like that. So, yeah, that was I guess you could say he turned us down there. Didn't want the job, or I guess he did want the job. It's just he wanted to bring his staff. So, I don't know. Just didn't work out. We didn't reach an agreement, and so that didn't work out. So, you can tell me who else turned down the job if you want. Bill O'Brien. That's right. And that, you know what? I'll take it. You couldn't afford to pay a real coach. Is that so? Well, I mean, nobody knows the true. I mean, yeah, we are in a lot of debt. That's true. I mean, yeah. But Brent Key is a real coach. You're going to find that out here in these next couple of years. I know you're sitting in the stands there watching that first half. I know you're sitting there observing from a freaking front row, weren't you, Uncle Loser? You were freaking watching your dogs get whipped. Come back there in the end because of the amazing amount of talent that you freaking guys have. But don't think that you'll get away with it every time. Brent Key is not Jeff Collins, okay? Brent Key is not a loser, and he's not going to just lay down and take a freaking beating like Jeff Collins did. And anybody who thinks that doesn't know what they're talking about. I've watched every single Tech game. For the past however long, and I'm talking about Jeff Collins and Brent Key. The difference is night and day. Night and day. Jeff Collins was running a clown show at a program and didn't know what he was doing. And now Brent Key is a real football coach, and he's taking over. He's making tons of changes, and it's gonna be a lot better here in the next coming years. And you're gonna start whipping your ass. So, VicTube, what's up? You interviewed 12 people and hired none. No, we didn't hire 12 people. Stop listening to Uncle Lou. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's making shit up. O-line is going to be elite, bringing in Ronnie Coleman for strength and conditioning. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look at that because the strength and conditioning definitely caught me off guard. I thought Lou was doing a good job. Lou Corralo was doing a good job there, but from what Luke was saying a minute ago, that sounds pretty concerning. So he was the number one strength and conditioning coach in the country, so Brent was probably looking to save on salaries. Really? That's like the opposite of what Luke told me. But if Brent Key was given a contract, I've heard it was for 5 years. But one of the strengths that I've heard about hiring Brent Key is that we could pay him less, and then he would have more money to hire a good staff. So if that's not what we're doing, then what are we doing? Leave it to the freaking Georgia Tech Athletic Association to botch that. I mean, it's a simple. You hire your O-line coach, which he is a great coach, but you can get away with paying him less and giving him more to build a really good staff. Is that not what we're doing here? No one knows right now because the details of the contract are unknown, and there's a lot of speculation about the firing of Lou Corralo, but nobody knows for sure, I don't think. So that's two wildly different rumors that I've heard that I don't know what to think. If that's true, then that's concerning. But I'm not so sure about that. I would hope that Brent Key is getting paid a normal amount, a small amount, or something to where he has enough money to go buy a good staff and get who he wants and get people in here who he can entice to to come coach for us. First half moral victory. I mean, whatever, dude. It's not a freaking moral victory. I said you won. It's just funny to me that the number one freaking amazing Bulldogs freaking come in here and get whooped by the Yellow Jackets, who are on their third and fourth string quarterbacks. Third and fourth string. Our first and second string quarterbacks were not playing that game. They were both hurt. Okay? And so our third and fourth strings, that's right, that would be one of them can pass and one of them can throw. And you let one pass on you and you let the other one throw on you. One can pass and one can run. I screwed that up. You let one throw on you, you let one run on you. And we got in there for a touchdown and broke all these records that Georgia had set. It was funny. And that's a taste of what you have. I mean, it didn't work out this year. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, we're sitting here. He was an interim coach. You know, he took over a shit show. He's going to get this damn thing rolling. And you guys are going to eat your words. You're going to eat your words. Okay? Because we have a real football coach now. Something that Kirby Smart is not. Okay? Talk about out-coaching. I sat there and watched Brent Key out-coach Mac Brown for a victory. Never seen Kirby out-coach anyone. I've seen him out-talent a bunch of people. That'll only get you so far. That'll only get you so far. Oh, we won the national championship. That'll only get you so far. It's not happening again. It's not happening again. You can write it down. I'm pushing all my chips in again. You're gonna be let down again, because this Georgia team is not what they once were. I'm dragging in too many Georgia fans here. I need y'all to shoo. This is supposed to be a Georgia Tech stream. Dirk is really giving him the what for in the comment section there. Luke Walker, what's up, man? Please tell me the D coordinator is leaving. He's talking about Andrew Thacker, and Andrew Thacker absolutely owns North Carolina and shuts down their offense every time, and it's funny. No, he's not leaving, which is just awesome. But our two best linebackers are leaving. A.C. Lee and Charlie Thomas, the best linebacker duo in the ACC, possibly in the country. You laugh at me because the results don't show up on our offensive side of the ball. But Georgia Tech had top defensive stats, believe it or not, this year. Throughout the year, we had some impressive defensive stats. Two good turnovers, bunch of like sacks and shit like that. Let's see. A lot of people in here. Rob Dog. Oh, man, you guys are going crazy in the comments. Mike Stevens, what's up? Jeez, lots of dog fans being dragged in here. Who freaking let all these dog fans in here, man? Hey, Uncle Lou, do you want to tell me how much better Rodrigo Shankenship is now that he's been cut from the Colts? You want to tell me how much better than Harrison Butker he is? The best kicker ever in the entire NFL? You want to tell me how much better freaking Goggles is? Yeah, he sucks. You think I forgot about that? Giving me shit for how much better Rodrigo Shankenship is, and it's not even close. Freaking goes to the NFL and gets cut. I haven't forgot about that. Rodrigo Shankenship and his freaking Goggles. All right. I think I can't help but freaking talk shit about Georgia. I'm supposed to be talking about Georgia Tech. Anyway, you guys could get me going, and I could sit here and talk shit about Georgia all night. But, man, I had a great time tonight, and I don't think anybody else joined in the StreamYard, so I might just end the stream, and I had a great time. But I really appreciate everybody for coming, and I really had a great time talking with Luke today. Patience couldn't make it because she had something come up, but I will do a collab with Patience for sure in the future. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I'm starting to get, my ass is starting to hurt sitting here, so I'm going to go like stretch or something. And I love you guys, and go Jackets, and